I was shocked to learn just how many Switch games there were under $15. There's a lot. But quality and quantity, they don't really. So I took a gander through all of the cheap ones and cross-referenced their Metacritic scores and picked out the notable ones just so I can tell you which ones are worth their tiny price tags. This video was way harder to make than I was expecting because first I had to narrow it down to 27 games under $20, and then from there down to the 11 games that I'm going to tell you about right now. But don't take Metacritic's score as gospel. Check out these games and see if they interest you. Think of Metacritic as more of a clickbait rating. Does the game deliver on what it promises to? If you go to the eShop and just sort by cheapest, the first thing that you will see is a free Namco Museum download, which isn't actually a game. You can only play this if you're playing with somebody who already has a paid version of Namco Museum, so throw this out. The cheapest actual game in the eShop right now is 36 Fragments of Midnight at $2.99. It's also the third worst rated Switch game on Metacritic. Just because it's cheap doesn't make it worth it. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give you a good Switch experience. Shovel Knight is what you should get. The full Shovel Knight treasure trove is $25, but just the Spectre of Torment is much, much cheaper. These games are all great for their 8-bit nostalgia, but that formula is timeless. It checks all of the boxes for a side-scrolling action game. It's not quite as difficult as a traditional NES game, but I will say by today's standards, it's challenging. It's definitely something that you won't mind spending $10 on, and it has a Metacritic score of 84. Oh yeah, and I'm going to link as many of these as I can using our Amazon affiliate links in the description below. There will also be a $20 eShop card down there because most of these games you can only get on the eShop. And you know what? Let's give one away. We'll give one away at the end of this video. The cheapest game on this list goes to Kimiko. It's basically a bite-sized Link to the Past, but the action is much faster paced. It also gives me a Titan Souls Hyper Light Drifter vibe, but I think that's the small, open-world, Zelda-esque top-down style. This is a good thing. There's also 3 different characters, so when you're done playing with one, you can play the whole game again with different abilities. Don't expect an epic tale. It's a quick one. But you can expect good game mechanics and gameplay loops. It's $5. What do you want here? And it has a Metacritic score of 74. If you haven't gotten your hands on Mighty Gunvolt Burst yet, what are you doing? It's a Mega Man-esque side-scrolling shooter. Capcom has been slacking hard, and Inti Creates has been picking up the slack with the Gunvolt series and doing a bang-up job. Again, it's a quick one. It's $10. Get your retro fix, especially if you're a Mega Man fan. The Metacritic score is 76. This is surprising, but Retro City Rampage DX has the 3rd highest Metacritic score of any Nintendo Switch game out right now. It's essentially a top-down Grand Theft Auto game. So all you people wanting GTA on the Switch, here you go. Grand Theft Auto back to its roots, remember? Of course you don't, because most people asking for Grand Theft Auto on the Switch weren't even born when Grand Theft Auto was 2D. Anyway, I loved Grand Theft Auto 2, so this is right up my alley. At only $15, I think this is a great way to experience how Grand Theft Auto started as a franchise, as this is a love letter to those days. Even if I do think that Metacritic score of 91 is a little bit inflated, but hey, it is what it is. If you need a 2-player game, get Lovers in a Dangerous Spacetime. You both run around a 2D spaceship to different control modules, switching between controlling shields, thrusters, and weapons. There will be a lot of yelling. It's a great bonding experience. It feels great when you make it through an area through sheer teamwork. And now that it's on Switch, the Joycons provide a perfect way to get other people in on the game when you're not near a TV. If you have at least one gaming buddy, it doesn't have to be a lover. This game is well worth $15 and has a Metacritic score of 82. Well, the PS4 version does anyway. Nero Voider is a roguelike twin-stick shooter. That means you could play it over and over again and always experience something different. It can also be played with up to 4 players. So this is also great for getting a bunch of friends together. It's got an upgrade system, different weapons, character classes, and all that jazz. It's $14 for some reason. and has a Metacritic score of 86, which is higher than a lot of games on this list. Severed is another port from an older console, but it was on the Vita, so I'd be willing to bet that you haven't played it yet. Unless you've been a fan of this channel for a while.
This is your last freaking chance to show them that the Vita is worth something instead of leaving a nasty comment down there telling me the Vita's not dead. Why don't you go buy this freaking game?
This type of game can only work on a Vita or a Nintendo Switch. It's a great game that utilizes the touchscreen and the physical controls as a main game mechanic. Oh yeah, it's also a 4-way dungeon crawler. It has a beautiful, detailed, artful style to it, but it feels like a retro dungeon crawler. Funny because it's a game that could only work on a console with a touchscreen. There is a phone port, but phones don't have buttons. It has a Metacritic score of 87, the second highest on this list, and it's 15 bucks. I feel weird adding this one on the list because there's not much information on it, but Panpan, A Tiny Adventure, is another super cheap game for the Switch. This one looks more like a Monument Valley style puzzle game. The camera is giving me motion sickness. It doesn't have a Metacritic score, but its game ranking score is 80%, and it's only 5 bucks. I'd say go for Kimiko first though. This one looks probably not as good. Another great multiplayer game, probably the most modern looking game on this list, is Death Squared, a sarcastic puzzler. It can also be played fine by yourself, but the Switch is a party console, so why not utilize it? The premise is straightforward. Match the robot cube to the right color. During single player, you control 2 cubes, kind of like Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. But you can also just pass off a Joy-Con to a friend and play together. You can play 4 players with up to 4 cubes. The visuals are nothing to write home about, but hey, it's $12 and has a Metacritic score of 77. Golf Story is a new one. I love me a good golf game like Mario Golf. I hate me a good RPG. This is an RPG golf game. Weird, right? But people love it. Listen to that satisfying tee-off sound. Oof. It's created a sort of cult following around it. It being an RPG, there is a ton to do in this game. But the meat of it is the courses, of course. Course. It's $15 with a Metacritic of 81. And I will leave you with the brand new Stardew Valley on the Switch. The second Chucklefish finished the Switch port, they got that thing right up on the eShop, wasted no time. Stardew Valley is the revered Harvest Moon ripoff. Hey, when a franchise is being held hostage by its rights holder, sometimes you have to nudge them a little bit. It's fan-made, so they took all of the fan favorite parts like the Bachelor system and expounded on them. What you'll find here is a calm farming sim, and I'd also argue a dating sim. If you want something a little more action-packed, look elsewhere. It has a Metacritic of 86 and it is $15 on the eShop. Woo boy, so that is it. What do you guys think about the cheapest games on the Nintendo Switch? Is there anything here that you are interested in? Leave it in the comments below. Add me on Twitter, all this other social media garbage. Anything I left out? I don't think so. Maybe Blaster Master Zero, but I've talked about that. I think Mighty Gun Volt Burst. It has a worse Metacritic score, but I get Mighty Gun Volt Burst. Come on. The cheapest and best value, I would say Kimiko. Anyway, I'll be giving away 3 $20 eShop gift card codes. Make sure you are subscribed and you have that bell clicked. And all you have to do for this is leave a comment. I'll be giving it away in the next couple days. Also, make sure you're checking your YouTube notifications and you can accept messages on YouTube from people like me. Also, we've been doing Sunday night gameplay streams. I think the next one we're going to do Splatoon 2 with viewers. So check that out. Tuesday games videos, Wednesday comics, Wednesday nights Wulff Den Live, Thursday archive. Wulff Den Live, obviously, where we chat with each other. Same thing with the gameplay live streams. Thank you guys very much for being here. You guys have yourselves a very good week.